The Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tabled the economic survey document in the Parliament on Monday, July 22nd. Now, here are the 5 key highlights of the Indian economy's annual report card. First, resilient Indian economy. You heard that right. As per the survey, the Indian economy grew over 7% for a third consecutive year. This was driven by stable consumption demand and steadily improving investment demand as per the survey. Now, here are the key pointers. Gross value added at 2011-12 base year. The prices grew by 7.2% in financial year 2024, with growth remaining broad-based. Net taxes at constant prices grew by 19.1% in FY24, aided by reasonably strong tax growth. India's current account deficit, the number which keeps track of imports and exports for the last financial year, stood at 0.7% of the GDP during FY24. India's forex reserves, which highlights the strength of our negotiating power with the world, were sufficient to cover more than 10 months of our projected imports for FY25 and 98% of our external debt. India's external debt to GDP ratio is at 18.7% at the end of March 2024. Now, let's move on to the other core highlight. Core inflation has fallen significantly. You heard that right as well. Now, in spite of inflation being a big concern, the survey highlights that the government's timely policy interventions and the RBI's price stability measures have helped maintain retail inflation at 5.4%, the lowest level since the pandemic. This was driven by a fall in core inflation in both goods and services. Now, core services inflation eased to a 9-year low in FY24 as per the survey. At the same time, core goods inflation also declined to a 4-year low. Point number 3, stable banking sector. Now, as per the survey, the primary capital markets facilitated capital formation of almost 11 lakh crores or 10.9 lakh crores to be precise during FY24, which is 29% of the gross fixed capital formation of private and public corporations during FY23. The market capitalization of the Indian stock market has seen a remarkable surge, which we see daily in the Sensex reports, with the market capitalization to GDP ratio being the 5th largest in the world. Point number 4, food inflation is high. Now, we at Mint have covered this subject for a long time. The survey highlighted that food inflation has been a big concern over the past 2 years. Due to extreme weather events, depleted reservoirs, and crop damage, India's agriculture sector faced challenges, giving rise to food inflation. We have seen how Aam Aadmi has been complaining over high vegetable prices, fruit prices, and the cost of average thali going up. According to the survey, food inflation stood at 6.6% in FY23 and increased to 7.5% in FY24. Now, point number 5, short-term outlook is positive, largely on inflation. The survey expects inflation to come down in the short term. The RBI, as per the survey, projects inflation to fall to 4.5% in FY25 and 4.1% in FY26. Now, this is based on the assumption that a normal monsoon will prevail and no external policy shocks shall happen. The survey said, and I quote, "The IMF forecasts inflation of 4.6% in 2024 and 4.2% in 2025 for India. The World Bank predicts declining global commodity prices in 2024 and 2025, driven by lower energy, food and fertilizer prices. This may help bring down domestic inflation in India." Now, the survey also pointed out that job and skill creation should be among the key focus areas in the short to medium term. Other priorities included tapping the full potential of the agricultural sector, addressing MSME bottlenecks, managing India's green transition, and swiftly dealing with the Chinese conundrum, deepening the corporate bond market, tackling inequality, and improving the quality of health of our young population. Well, these are the highlights, so we do get a sense on what tomorrow's budget might entail. Now, stay tuned to Live Mint, not only today, but also on the budget day, which is tomorrow, for all the live updates, comments from all the quarters, and of course, exclusive insights. Stay tuned.